it's kind of inevitable that every single living person is going to experience grief in some capacity. And the hardest thing I've realized is when people are like to you, you have to get better or you're going to get better at dealing with it. What if I don't want to get better at dealing with it? What if I want to avoid it completely? What if I want to live a life where that pain of losing someone doesn't have to be reoccurring? Don't get it twisted. There's ways to handle grief, and there's ways that people tell you will make it easier. I haven't discovered them yet, and I was thinking about this because the other day I was walking down this road. The road is not too far from the path in which I take my son to school, and that road is significant to me because it was the last time I saw someone who I'd call an acquaintance. I wouldn't say friend because we didn't check up all the time on each other. But walking past that road, every so often, I get this kind of like awakening because it was a normal day. We was cruising down the road. I heard a car beep. I turned around and I saw my friend and I just waved at her like, yo. And it was kind of one of these, yeah, I'll call you, I'll catch you later. And we just kept up with each other on social media. The sad reality is that that was the last time I was going to see her. I didn't know that. I shortly found out that she died. It's windy out here, boy. It's windy and the birds are chirping. But just based on this subject matter, I feel like I just take solace in the fact that it's alive out here. Yeah, that was the last time I saw her. I didn't know that would be the last time I would see her. And I often wonder with myself, if I'd known, would it have been different? Would I have taken more time to chat to her, embrace her, hold her, find out about her situation? And it is so often that we take people and experiences for granted, like this wind, not knowing when it's going to be our last time, our last interaction, our last physical experience with them. And I guess then we have to deal with the grief, the unavoidable, the monster, the haunting figure of grief. And it never gets easier. I struggle with the guilt that comes with grief. That's what I really struggle with. The guilt that comes with it, thinking like, why didn't I take more time? Why didn't I say this? Why didn't I do this? You know? And I'm worried that you never escape that why element. And I guess how I've resolved it's interesting to me because I used to coach speakers for TEDx Peckham, a TEDx that was happened in Peckham that was run by my wife. And I remember one of the speakers told me about the day her mum died, prematurely, unexpectedly. And she remember going into Tesco, a supermarket over here in the UK. She remembers going into the Tesco and the world was just still spinning and she wanted to stop everybody and scream and be like, yo, did you not know that my mum just died? Like, something has to stop. And that is what is the hardest part about dealing with grief, is that while you're stagnant, the whole world is still moving forward. That's the part that really hurts. I guess what I try to do is, and what you lot should try and do is, like, you should try and remind yourself that, and I wrote about this in my newsletter, that's why I'm talking about it, is that yesterday is gone, but yesterday is not today. Today grief acts as a reminder that everything is temporary. That the fact that we made it through today unscathed, that the wind is blowing, the sun is shining, which is very rare in the UK, and the fact that, you still have those loved ones around you, that is a win. So I found that even in the L that we take from grief, we still are able to take that W. And it's hard to remind yourself that you still have today, and that today is still important, and you're still alive and all of that, because we're always on the move. But when I do get hit with the grief of walking past that road, sometimes when I'm walking my son home, I just hold him a little tighter and be like, rah, you know what? We're still here. We're still alive. We're still thriving. And we have opportunities to celebrate and make a difference. And you got to take each win as it comes. You got to take each day as it comes. And you got to take each memory and honor it by making the most of what you have that others have lost. I write about this stuff in my newsletter, for better or for worse. But I just wanted to kind of just talk a bit about it.